So today is the November bar. We are continuing on with 10 days of thanks. We are continuing on with 12 months of soap. We're almost there for both of them. It's really awesome. We're messing with pumpkins today, and it's more than just a puree. Like, you're going to want to stick around for all the weird stuff that I learned about pumpkins and the things that you can do with them within soap. And I will tell you more about all of those things in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And as I said, you are here for another round of 10 days of thanks, for another round of 12 months of soap. And as I also said, it's the November bar. So for the November bar, I did pumpkins, because why wouldn't you? It doesn't make sense to do pumpkins for October. This is my thinking, because you have pumpkin pie in November for Thanksgiving. And this year, Thanksgiving was late. I know that it was the appropriate time, like it was like the fourth Thursday of the month or whatever, but it was late, which meant Christmas came early. And I understand that it's the same amount. I get that Christmas is always on the 25th, but Thanksgiving and Christmas were too close together this year. And I am not alone in this. Anybody who agrees, sound off in the comments. I'm right. Anyway, point is, pumpkin should be in November, not October. So that's what we're doing. This particular one does have an infusion with pumpkin oil into the oils themselves. So we're going to talk about that. But we're also going to talk about all the other ways that you can use pumpkins, pumpkin seeds, pumpkin rinds, all the jazz, and to incorporate into your soap, and why you should. Because I really do think you should. So let's get to the pouring and the making and the cutting and all the things, and we can do all that. Okay, so today is the pumpkin bar, and I'm super excited about it because, well, A, that means that we're almost done with 12 months of soap, which is super cool. And two, that means we're almost done with 10 days of thanks. So I get to ship all these out to 10 lucky sudsers. And C, this bar is really gorgeous, and I got to play with pumpkins. And so what we are going to be working with within all of this is finding a way to get red into all of it, while also using some, like, orangey type tones within the red itself. One of the problems is I don't actually have any reds as far as micas go right now, like none at all. And so I'm going to be using, I think, voodoo mixed with some red rum in order to achieve a kind of cranberry-esque red for the bottom color. And then also it'll be in the middle tone as well. And then we'll be pulling the black from the Halloween bar, the October bar, into this, and then white on the top. Yep, that's what we're working with. And so the scent blend is going to be tobacco and vanille from Tom Ford, which is a delightful scent, but it does have a pretty high vanillin content. And so I'm going to put this in the darker portions and use Twilight for the rest of it. So Twilight is a Bath & Body Works dupe that is delightful, very good scent on its own, and it also blends really well with all kinds of things. So they're both from Sierra Candles. The Twilight that I get from Sierra Candles has not been any different than the Twilight I have got from Nature's Garden or Wellington or any other ones that I've done. So in case you're ever wondering, it seems to me that everybody has a really good Twilight dupe. As I said, voodoo plus some red rum for the actual red part to make it kind of cranberry-esque, a little bit of orange tones to all of it, so we can keep on with that theme. And yeah, the soaping oils are going to be the same as what we've been using. So my big bubble blend, so 30% coconut, 30% olive, 30% palm. This is going to be 5% castor oil, 5% shea, and the olive oil has been infused with pumpkin seeds. Now, I did a lot of really fun stuff with pumpkins when I was doing all the testing, and from all of the videos that ultimately didn't get made, but, got filmed, this is the one that I want to get out the most, all the different pumpkin stuff, because obviously I did weird stuff, like I put the pumpkin rind into the lye solution, And that was good. I mean, it was very similar to other rind and weird stuff we put in lye, like, the watermelon and whatnot. Didn't smell nearly as bad as the watermelon, but what you're going to be getting from all of that is going to be like the fiber is going to survive, some of the, the cellulose and whatnot. Vitamin A probably survives. The vitamin C that's in the pumpkin rind will probably not, because it's going to oxidize. And other, I think you like your polyphenols and your, yeah, that's kind of it. The beta carotene does survive because it got really orange for the rind. So I did play within that, and I did want to show you. It didn't really fundamentally create anything that was like a super duper special bar. You know what I mean? And so I decided to not do that for this one. A, because I want to make sure that I get a white top. Two, because I didn't want to. And also, we obviously worked with purees within the oils for these tests, and it acted like you would expect a puree to. Really beautiful bubble, really shiny bar for sure. But when I started playing with the pumpkin seeds, I wanted to make sure that we could see if there was a way to really extract pumpkin seed oil, because pumpkin seed oil is really good for the skin, right? It's something that you could definitely put in a number of cosmetics, in like leave-on products for sure, because it has a nice, with all the AHAs, really good like light exfoliation, all the jazz. And there's a lot of benefits from pumpkin seed oil, but I wasn't super successful with extracting enough to matter with a press, which I used again, like my husband's vise in his shop. So that was fun. And with steam distillation, there wasn't really, I mean, I got extractions, but not oil, you know? And so what I decided to do was do an infusion with the pumpkin seeds. And so I roasted them for a little bit and then ground them down and then let them infuse in the olive oil for, oh gosh, I want to say probably about 4 weeks before I originally played with them. With this one, it ended up being longer than 4 weeks because this was the infusion that was left over from when I did it. And so it was that's a plum color for the mica, by the way. If you are wondering if the plum color lasts, it doesn't. It won't survive saponification. It just goes black. So that's why I used it, because I had a big old container of it from Mad Micas, and it doesn't work in cold process. And so, boo, I don't get a plum, but I will get black. And so that's why I used it. So there won't really be any purple, is the point that I'm making with all of that. But anyway, yeah, so the infusion is going to be really good it's not, again, not necessarily going to be any sort of pumpkin oils, but you are getting, well, the benefits of your pumpkin seeds. So what you're going to be pulling from that is going to be the antioxidants, so your vitamins A and E, really good anti-inflammatory, you know, properties within all of that, as well as just overall moisturizing. And for topical, it can be, again, nice exfoliation, also good collagen boost. And it's not really a greasy oil. And that's going to be true of a pumpkin seed oil, like specifically. But with this, I'm infusing it into olive oil. And so it's not going to be as non-greasy as what a pumpkin seed oil would be, because it's an infusion, Anyway, on to the pour of this, and this color here is hopefully going to darken up by using the tobacco and vanille within all of it. And spoiler alert, it totally does darken up, and it's very pretty. So that's very cool. Now, the blend with the Twilight and the tobacco and vanille, I kind of just put the Twilight wherever there was extra. So obviously it went into the white, but also some of it went into the darker portions as well. And as you saw in the video, I measured them out. So 50-50 split for the Twilight and the tobacco and vanille. And just kind of put, obviously, no tobacco and vanille in the white parts. And then kind of eyeballed it throughout the rest of it. This batter is very, very thin. I have not noticed that with the infusion, while it did darken the olive oil pretty significantly. And I did notice that there was, well, there's darkening, but also there was kind of an interesting separation. It was almost, I don't know. Like I said, I want to get these videos out to you because I did have a lot of fun with all of it. But I didn't notice any problems with this making the batter do anything strange. So no separation, no acceleration, all of the jazz, which is not always the case. And the lather for the pumpkin seed oil, we didn't get a big sugar boost from that, from the infusion. We did get a little bit of a sugar boost from the pumpkins itself, from the rind into the lye solution, and also from the puree, but not as much as what you would expect from doing like a really sugary fruit into, a solution. But I thought it was fun because playing with, like your squashes or whatever in the crap a pumpkin is, botanists sound off in the comments. I thought it would be interesting because the fibrous amount within all of that could help out with, again, shiny bar, really hard bar, a really beautiful hand slip. And I got all of that, but I also get that from just throwing dandelions or banana peels into a lye solution. You know what I mean? And so then I don't have to cut up a pumpkin, which is not a fun time. And I'm not allowed to have knives, just kind of generally. We've talked about this before because I'm pretty bad at it. But Mr. Soap and Clay will not cut a pumpkin. He will do nothing. There are no processes involving pumpkins, pumpkin carving, pumpkin. He will not touch it with a 10-foot pole. He hates the smell. He hates the feel. He will not do it. And so when it has to be done, it's on me. And so if I'm going to be using a pumpkin, it better be for a really good reason. And that reason is not going to be for the pumpkin rind in soap. But for the infused oils, for sure. For sure, for sure. And playing with that within maybe a lighter weight oil, like not an olive oil, but a more skin friendly oil for a cosmetic, and infusing that into something for a face oil or a serum or an eye cream, or even using it as like something for an emulsified like clay mask. Beautiful ideas, because of all the big benefits that you do get from pumpkin seed oil or even from an infusion combined with, the oil that you're going to be infusing it in. Really good idea. For soaps, yeah, I think you should probably play with it anyway because it's fun, and it is especially for people that like to do pumpkins and whatever, whether you have kiddos and you do the Halloween thing or you have, just you like making pumpkin stuff in the fall. We have all those pumpkin seeds. What are you going to do with them? You should infuse your oils with them and then use them in soap because it really does produce a delightful bar. And you're going to see just how delightful it is, here when we get to the cut and everything. And of course, 10 lucky sudsers get to experience it firsthand and they can tell us how much they like it, which is also fun. The longevity, the work time on this this batter is just unmatched. And I don't know, maybe it's just because for the last all of these videos, right, I was just working with oils and infusions and stuff that I was adding different things to, and so it's gonna get weird, and so it could get thick or it could separate or all the things. And so really this is just kind of business as usual, just an easy blend. If you were to work with pumpkin seed oil, I don't know that if you're going to buy it and like put it into your soaps, I don't know if that's the best idea. Pumpkin seed oil is pretty expensive, right? Pretty sure that's right. I know that I looked it up and I was looking at like, well, A, how much it costs, but two, if they were like infusions or proper pumpkin seed. I don't know, but we have found with a lot of these tests when we were looking all of the products up that you can actually buy from your soap making suppliers, that a lot of them were just infusions. And so you should definitely DIY hack it instead of, paying Brambleberry. No, Brambleberry might very well have just a regular pumpkin seed oil. I have no idea. It's just, she's always the example that I use. I really do love Anne Marie so much, but you get it. Brambleberry is expensive. And so you understand what I'm talking about when I use them as an example. Anyway, I did let this sit up on the counter for about 10 or 15 minutes before it got firm enough for me to decorate the top. And then so I took the rest of the stuff from the other containers for the colors and kind of just mixed it in. And this will be C-popped and gelled. And let's go check out the cut. Okay, and onto the cut. And look how shiny it is. And look how beautiful it is. You see that? It's a beautiful red cranberry-ish color. Again, just voodoo plus red rum to create it. And then you use the red rum in the other brown portions there. And so it kind of works. And then, oh, that's right. I didn't use white at all in the middle portion because I didn't. That's awesome. And so now the test is going to become, can I turn this kind of cranberry orangey type red, which is a vibe and works out well for the October bar, you know, into a more red for the final bar. And I guess you'll just have to come back tomorrow and find out with that. I can't even give you any hints as to whether or not I managed it because for the life of me, I cannot remember at all. So we're all going to find out together, tomorrow. I mean, I will find out before you, but at this exact moment, it's like we both don't know. Isn't that wild? Yeah. So it's very, very shiny. You're going to be getting that shininess from the pumpkin seed oil, but you could also be getting the shininess if you were to infuse the pumpkin rind into that as well. Tell you what though, when I was working with the pumpkin rind, with a lot of the things we do, we get a really weird colored lye solution, and then shockingly, it does not survive. Like that color doesn't show up in the end product. That was not the case with the pumpkin infusion. It was really, really brown and super not pretty. And I guess that's fine for fall bars, but I really wanted this to be pretty and then you understand. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't tell you about. I juiced a pumpkin, guys. That's another reason why I want to get the thing out for the pumpkin. I'm really gonna try to do that and show you guys all of that footage for sure, because the pumpkin juice, I juiced a pumpkin. It was really cool. That color did survive too, and I think it's gonna be again like with the spinach and how the green survived, and yeah, so I think that's why, well, not because it's the chlorophyll, but because it's the beta carotene, right? Isn't that what gives pumpkins its orange? Pretty sure that's right. I'm really off the cuff today. I'm just sitting here and saying stuff. Usually I come prepared with notes and I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get it all in. And today I'm just like, let me sit down and chat. It's been a long week. So anyway, yeah, it was awesome. The pumpkin juice was the best bar ever. And so I guess that's the point and why you should really, really work with pumpkin juice. And I want to show you it. And that's a gorgeous bar of soap. Look what I did. I did the thing. That's really pretty. I actually like the little swirlies inside. I like how all of the layers they're very good, aren't they? Yeah. There's like 3 separate areas there. 10 out of 10. I'm I'm very pleased. Look at that. Yeah, I can like myself. I can like my soaps. That's the thing that can exist. But anyway, the pumpkin juice, holy crap. Those were so much fun. The big bubble on them were so much fun. The shininess on them, the everything. The color again did survive. And so that was one of the reasons why I didn't use it for this because again, I wanted a bar that looks like this and not a bar that doesn't. And so if you're working that into your, actual design and thinking about it, you're going to have to actually watch the footage. It was cool. And the lather tests. Holy crap. Pumpkin juice you should for sure use in your soaps. For sure. There's so many good benefits to pumpkin juice that you're going to be getting from that's, similar to what you're going to get with your pumpkin oil or even your carrier because, there's a lot of the same components, obviously. So anyway, yeah, I want to do that. You should definitely do that. I can't really tell you, I'm telling you right now, but I'm not showing you a pumpkin juice bar. You get it. It was a rough time. But anyway, point is, I'm going to definitely try to do that and get that out. And another point is, this bar is a vape, and it's just with an infused, pumpkin. So not just for label appeal, but you can definitely do more with pumpkin than what this one ultimately is. But I think you are still going to be able to tell a difference pretty well between this one and the rest of the bars, really. So the 10 lucky sudsers will have to let us know. Or maybe we can do for the last day of 10 days of thanks, right? Because I was just going to do a stamping video. Maybe I show you all the lather tests for them for the people who don't get the sets, Does that make more sense? What do you think? Should I do stamping or should I do lather tests? Suppose I could do both. There's no rule as to how long I have to how long or short my videos have to be. I tried to stick to that rule for a while and then I thought it was a stupid rule and I wasn't going to do it anymore, because I like this length or longer. I'm fine with longer too. So I could do both. Let me know in the comments, all the things. But that's almost it. We're almost done with that, with the whole set. Look at that. Isn't it so pretty? They just get more and more bright. Is that, oh, it's gorgeous. I did a thing, guys. That is a thing. Oh, and it smells really nice too. I'll talk more about the scent because it's really gorgeous. But back to my face. And there it is, the pumpkin soap, and she's a babe. It looks very fall. It looks very harvesty. It looks very Thanksgiving-y, and it has the reds that's going to allow me to move and transition over into December. So it's perfect, and it's gorgeous. I love the colors on this. I love the swirls on this. I love the sections, all of it. Stunning. 10 out of 10. Good job, me. The scents, also delightful. So the Tom Ford, the tobacco and vanilla, and the Twilight Woods, it's a Bath and Body Works dupe. Those combined, magical. It's weird to combine them because on their own, they're already delicious. Like Twilight is a really magical, awesome scent anyway. You know what I mean? And so when you combine it with the tobacco, which is also a magic, and it's nice. I am excited to get this in the hands of the Sudsers, and 10 of you will be able to have one of these bars. That's right. It's very exciting. Because part of 10 Days of Thanks, we are doing 10 giveaways of the 12 months of soap sets. And so, what you need to do, if you are a membered Sudser, you will see the community post. You can follow the instructions. You'll be entered to win one of the 10 sets for 10 Days of Thanks. And thank you for being you. The Sudsers are great. You guys are my people. I am so glad to have met you, to know you, to be able to do this soapy journey with you, because you certainly make it a lot more fun. So thank you for all of that. I'm out of here for today, but I'll be back tomorrow for I think day 9, but the end of the 12 months of soap soaps. So day 9 of 10 Days of Thanks, day 12 of 12 months of soaps, but still soapy, soapy fun. Bye.